Hey, it's Les from the TV Dudes. This week, I was lucky enough to chat with a young actress that I'm reasonably certain is going to take over the world someday. Alexa Swinton does it all. She's been in movies, television shows, she's writing a book with her mom. She's just amazing.
Hi, Alexa.
San Diego
we got
Comic
to meet briefly
Con,
at Comic-Con
and now we get to talk
during,
a little bit
all
more
the
in depth
roundtables for
about her upcoming
Emergence,
series,
but
Emergence,
if that was as
where
crazy a
she
week for
plays
you as it
Piper,
was for me,
a young girl
I can't
who
imagine.
mysteriously
really
survives
excited
a
to get
plane
to talk to you
crash.
again about it.
We avoid spoilers because
On the show, you
begins
play
September
Piper.
24th.
Can you tell me?
It's a fun chat, and I
I
hope
understand
you
there's
enjoy.
quite a bit of mystery to the show, but can you tell me a little bit about your character and maybe what you knew about it going in when you were first starting to film?
Well, I think Piper is a really fun role to play. I think that she's a really good role, and she's super cool to play. I can't tell you why, but she's really fun. I think she's very observant and interesting, and I think she also is a very big survivor. I feel like she'll really do a lot of things to survive, and I do too because I'm a middle child.
I knew in your family that your siblings and your mom have all acted and been in things before. Was it always appealing to you, or was there ever a moment when you were younger where you thought, I definitely don't want to do what they're doing. I want to strike out on my own?
It always looked fun. My mom actually brought me in when I was 3, so I don't remember life before I was an actress. So, I mean, it's been my whole life, really, that I remember.
When you were 3, was that River of Fundament? Was that the Matthew Barney movie?
Yes, it was. It's actually really funny because it was a zombie movie, right? And so it was obviously my first film, and I was so scared because I thought it was a real zombie. And so my mom had to climb underneath the bed that I was supposed to be in, and she had to be like, Alexa, calm down, come on, it's okay, sweetie. It was like a dog was crying, and she was supposed to soothe me like an owner.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that in the theater. It's a really intense movie. And when I saw it on your list, I was like, wow, that's just amazing that you got to start with that. Can you talk a bit about being an actress at such a young age, what you're discovering about your craft as you move from project to project? Have there been things that you kind of take away from projects, or that you have had an aha moment or discovered something new about acting?
Well, let me think about it. It's a really good question. So I definitely think I'm going to be taking away a ton from Emergence because I have Clancy, Donald, and Allison all on the team. Actually, just yesterday, Clancy taught us something to do between filming a scene. It's called no air running through. It's basically where he taught us this literally yesterday, where you talk your lines and you have to go really quickly, so there's no air in between them.
Did you feel like it helped you out with your lines?
For sure. I felt so much better after them. I was really surprised how much it worked. But I also learned from other projects. Like on Billions, I always learn about the behind the scenes stuff because I'm behind the scenes a ton on there.
And I know that you, I think you'd mentioned it at Comic-Con, we're working on a book. Is that with your mom?
Yes, my mom and I are working on a book together. It is based on my life in New Jersey. It's really about how a 10-year-old girl faces school problems and takes them on with her family and her friends. And she lives in a multi-generational, multicultural house, so it's really about how she deals with all of that while still being true to herself. Definitely funny too.
That's great.
I'm actually illustrating the book. I love to draw so much, and actually, it's a thing to learn learn how to draw cartoony styles. I read a ton of comics. Like every single night before I go to bed, I read at least 3 comic books.
What's your favorite comic book right now?
Like Archie read. Right now, I love the Archie comic books. They're not at all like Riverdale. It's much more of a hilarious style thing. They definitely do stuff where it's like, oh, you slipped. Uh-oh. And where Jughead is chasing Archie a ton. It's one of the things that's called Chase Me Later. It's a really funny strip.
That's great. Yeah, I always like the Archie comics too. When you first started getting into drawing and getting into writing, what did you first really enjoy about it? doing anything at the very start, nobody's the best artist when they first start drawing, but there's got to be some spark about it that makes you want to keep playing with it, right? What did you enjoy first about all of that?
I think probably the fact that you could go literally anywhere. I loved going to art museums and just sitting there with my family and just looking around and seeing all the different styles and types of paintings there were, because I'm thinking in my head, there are so many ways one painting could go. It's almost infinity. And really, it's cool how I create a masterpiece, or a piece really, that goes into one of those like multiple choices of how it works. I think it was one of the things that definitely got me hooked to try to do better.
Have you ever had a moment at a museum where there's something about seeing art in real life sometimes where you can just be stopped in the middle of the room and go, oh, wow. Have you ever had a piece where you just walked into the room in the museum and went, that's amazing? For sure.
So we went to the Toronto Museum, and it was from this, I think it was called like the Group of Seven, or the Artists of Seven, and they were all really beautiful artists, and they had these amazingly beautiful pictures. And I went in one room and I said, how can someone draw that well? It looks like it's real, just smaller. I couldn't believe it.
What's been your most favorite part of getting to develop the book?
I think maybe the fact that it's really my life, just in a book. My mom and I are working on it together, so I think it's really fun that we get to write on something together. It's really fun.
Do you feel like getting to look back on your own life and kind of work on distilling it into a story has helped you as a storyteller, as an actor?
For sure. I mean, for Skyly, I go to school, I tell my mom what happened that day, and then basically we just transcribe it into something that'd be much more interesting for a book. It's really where I take something from my school and I'm thinking, this would be great for this part of the book, or that would be great for that part. It's really helpful that I go to a great school.
That's great. Well, I got to talk to Owen, who plays Benny on Emergence, just a few weeks ago, and I think y'all had just finished maybe filming episode 4. And so I think we're all really looking forward to the series, which is, I should say, coming out on September 24th, I believe. Thank you so much for chatting with me about it today.
It's actually September 24th at 10, Tuesdays.
Thank you. Yes. So a group of folks, I think, got to see it at San Diego, and the buzz around it was great. So we're all really looking forward to it. And you and Allison had just the best energy at the table, I got to say.
Actually, speaking of Allison, it's really funny because they always have these little ad-libs before or after the scene happens, and it's really funny because she just told me that humor is the best thing to put even in a dramatic scene because it makes it more like real life. And Donald does those ad-libs like every single take. So I think that's definitely something that I learned for sure. So Allison's really the best.
I definitely can't imagine trying to keep a straight face around Donald. He was a scream. Have a great rest of y'all's day.
Thanks, you everyone. Too. Thank you.
The TV Dudes is an independently run podcast and a member of the Electric Sweater Podcast Network. We are exclusively listener supported. If you'd like to help us out, go to patreon.com/TVDudes. You can like us on Facebook and Twitter at TV Dudes. All the music for our show is by our friend and original TV dude, Gregory J. Amani Smith. To find out more about us, go to thetvdudes.com and electricsweater.com. I'm Grant Davis. Thanks for listening.